So, it's Shamak. I want to start by, of course, giving our honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakutas, Nashanakabad, Lahazakoyim, Sha'ogadawakab, which is giving double honors to the elder apostles. And Shalom to the elect. All right. So, I'm doing a live stream, and I can't really pull up the articles that I had lined up, but I was just reading about like 4 or 5 different articles going into Microsoft, how they're going to be laying off. I think it was about 1,000 to 9,000 people. You're going to have Starbucks layoffs, about 100, and other layoffs. I read another article that mentioned that America is going to just be laying off a lot of people, and this is going to be losing a lot of jobs starting May. And then I read another one that said the same thing starting in July. Starbucks, they mentioned that it was going to be hundreds of layoffs during July, right? And this is something that's been on my spirit, because us brothers, we doing the work, we doing the Lord's work, and we also bearing with Esau's economy. That spirit is 441 right now, but we are going through our day-to-day lives, and we are enduring, not only the scoffing and, what I'm saying, the wickedness of these women and all of these things that come with this wicked world, but also the job market, what I'm saying, and things of that nature, gas prices and inflation, what I'm saying, and it can be painful, what I'm saying, especially knowing that every year is getting worse, what I'm saying, and we're gonna have to bear with that year by year, what I'm saying, until everything just completely collapsed, and other prophecies come into place. But I just wanted to do a lesson on this because it was on my spirit, because I've been vexed lately, what I'm saying, and I can't wait until Yahweh Shai come back, to deliver us. And I'm glad that the Lord is destroying this place, right? And we literally sitting up here enduring Esau's shoddy work, his shoddy work of a empire. We literally watching it fall. The scriptures say, blessed is he that liveth to see the downfall of his enemies. We seeing the downfall of our enemies. Now we just have to endure through that downfall. All right. And I'm going to get right into some scriptures. This is the book of Ecclesiastes. First, I want to go to Ecclesiastes 9 and 10, because even though, the economy is collapsing and everything, you still have to put your best foot forward, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that you paying your tithes, and getting by, basically. So this is the book, Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 10. It says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest, right? So even though we know that the economy is collapsing, you still have to put forth, you put your best foot forward, you know what I'm saying, and go hard in whatever you're doing, you know what I'm saying, whether you at a fast food or at a box office or whatever, man, you know what I'm saying, construction, business, whatever you're doing, you know what I'm saying, you got to continue to do it to the best of your ability and just go hard at it. And we don't really have that much time left, man. Yahweh Shai, he's bringing a downfall to this kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, it's going to be the MOT to the B in Armageddon. All right. So Let's go to the 12th chapter. And let me jump down in verse 3. The point is verse 4. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, right? The keepers of the house, talking about the bankers, if I'm not mistaken, governors. I mean, not governors, but the bankers. They're gonna be scared. It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. All right, so it's gonna come a time when the grinding is gonna be few, and we're seeing a portion of that time. We're seeing, that gradually come into place every year, losing jobs. You know what I'm saying? Every year losing jobs. I just left. It was a point in time I was working 2 jobs, and I had to leave one because they wasn't willing to give out the amount of hours, that I needed to basically get by. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna leave this one, and I'm gonna give me an even better one, but I'm still keeping the one that I have. So every year, what I'm saying, it's gonna be less and less jobs, man. All right. Eventually, the grinders are gonna cease. It says, the grinders cease because there are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Right, and ain't gonna be no hope. The hope is gonna the brightness of the future, the brightness of the American dream is gonna be dark. People ain't gonna see no hope for America eventually. When people got all this hope for America, what I'm saying, right now, while everything is still hustle and bustle to a certain extent. But eventually, when the grinding cease, people gonna instantly just lose hope. Right. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 22, and it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. Right. Right. So those sown places where you got a lot of commerce, you got a lot of traffic. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, that's going to slow down. One of them articles that I was reading, and I'm kind of sorry I can't pull it up, but I'm just saying that as I remember, one of them articles that I was reading had mentioned that people are buying less. People are buying less in America. What do you think that means? If people buying less, that means that people don't really have the money to spend. So not only is the workforce decaying, but people is losing the ability to pay. Everything in America has a price on it. You got the saying, nothing is free. Basically, it's a saying in the world that nothing is free. So everything is literally, everything in America you have to pay for, and people is literally losing the ability to pay. Right. So I'm gonna finish this verse. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. If your storehouse is gonna be empty, then your job's gonna be empty. Then your gas station is gonna be empty. It's just gonna be a trickle down effect, and then you're gonna start having men. You know what I'm saying? The men that's in your nation gonna start getting wiped out eventually, because if you ain't got no jobs, you ain't got no income. If you ain't got no income, you ain't got no food. If you ain't got no food, how people gonna survive? Right. So let's go to jump down to verse 40. The point is 41. It says, actually, I'll just go to verse 41. Actually, Second Ezra 16 and 27. So this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 27. It says, I'll start verse 26. It says, the grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? Right. Who's going to work in the field? Who's going to work in the grape field? Who's going to prepare the wine? Who's going to, feed the line, if you will? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to, deliver the packages? Right. It says, the grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. Men is what's keeping America rolling. When you hire a man, you gonna tell him how much you gonna pay him. He gonna go straight to the work line, and he gonna do whatever he needs to do to get paid. So if you desolate of men, that's the beginning of a economic crash, man. I mean, that's a portion of a economic crash. That's a portion of a government collapsing. Verse 28, it says, for of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. Right. So, and ain't gonna be nobody left eventually, man. You know what I'm saying? What's going on in America is gonna put everybody in survival mode, man. It's gonna put everybody in survival mode to the point to where men is killing each other over food, except for working over food. And I'm gonna jump down to verse 40. Oh, my people, hear my word, make ye ready to thy battle, and in those evils be as pilgrims upon the earth. A pilgrim is somebody that's constantly on the move. A pilgrim doesn't really have a proper dwelling. He doesn't have a exact place where he can dwell and live. Right? It says, in those days be ye as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. Right? So the market is going to crash, and buying and selling is going to be damn near a thing or not. It's going to be hard. You can find yourself in a situation where you losing the value of buying while buying, and losing value while selling. The scriptures talk about how men will sell. I think it was the dung of. It was dung of beast, for paraphrase. They was selling it. We going back into them times where people literally gonna be selling dung. So let's go to John chapter 9 and verse 4. This is the book of John chapter 9 and verse 4. It says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. So eventually, we ain't gonna be able to work in these factories, man. Eventually, we ain't gonna be able to do these live streams. We ain't gonna be able to do the Lord's work, man. We're gonna have to, be on the move, or we're gonna have to be doing whatever we need to do to keep our salvation. All right. Hosea. Two. In verse 11. This book of Hosea chapter 2 and verse 11. And I'm sorry, verse yeah, I'll just go straight to the point. I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. Right? And the Lord did this to his people before, but this is about to happen again to the nation of Israel. And this time, he's going to kill the mirth and the happiness and the, amusement parks and the, arcade centers. Everything's going to be dry. And we seeing a portion of that now. It's like everything ain't what it used to be. It's like the old days was better. And these days it's dry. You get dry responses from common reactions of people in the world or your day to day. It's like everybody's spirit is just low. And it's like people movements and people actions is subconsciously reacting to the lowliness of how this economy is going, man. This place is truly wicked, man, and the Lord is he's gonna destroy this mirth even more than what it is, ain't going into the point to where it ain't no fun. It just straight up survival. All right, so let's go to Zephaniah chapter 1. We'll go to Zephaniah chapter 1. In verse 10. This book of Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crash from the hills. And throughout the scriptures, hills, right, and mountains are referenced as governments. So it's going to be a great crashing from this government, man. Right? And I got some information on this word Fishgate from AI Overview. It says Fishgate was a gate in the walls of Jerusalem that was likely named for its proximity to a fish market. It served as a main entrance for fishermen bringing their catch. It says the fish gate was a bustling area of trade and commerce, facilitating the movement of goods into the city. So the Lord is gonna penetrate your ability when it comes to commerce and facilitating movement of goods, man. And we seeing that now. Hours are being cut, man. Jobs are being cut. Companies ain't willing to pay their employees. You got a lot of temp agency activity going on, whereas companies feel like they better off using temporary employees, man. It's cheaper. cheaper to keep her. Right? So now you're going to start seeing America take the cheaper way out. All right. These owners of these companies are going to start more of these companies are going to start taking a cheaper way out, man. The Lord he's causing his wrath to fall upon the earth, man. So, you Jakes better get right, man, because, we about to see the end, man. So, Lord's one is edifying to an elect member. The Wadi Abashon Shaf give me a spirit to do this lesson to next time I say Shalom, Kwame Charlotte.